today. Speaking of Sjöström, she kicks things off as we begin action here with the 100 butterfly. Our first event on the pool deck here in Eindhoven.
ISL playoff. 4 swimmers ranked to the top 10 in this event, and they all happen to be right there in the middle of the pool.
Playoffs underway. The jackpot time here in the 100 butterfly, 2.2 seconds. We saw Dahlia score as many as 15 points in this event. Dahlia in the gold cap in the middle is going to be the early leader here.
Looking good right there. Nailed that turn. 26-1 going out, though. Sjöström right behind her, and she's got great closing speed.
Dahlia is looking smooth. She went 55-22 to set the ISL record in match number 4, and she's got the lead into the final 25.
Boy, what a turn. That last turn, Dahlia stayed underwater so long. She's going to win this event going away.
Dahlia is going to touch first, and it's first and third for the Condors. A great start. They'll score at least 15 points. 21-12. Ireland 4 points. The DC train actually lost a point.
World record that he tied at the Europeans just a couple of weeks ago. Shymanovich, world record 25-25. Is he going to go for it?
Why not?
Yeah.
Kind of cruised that 200 breaststroke. We'll call it a warm-up for him. Let's see how quick he is here.
Pink looking pretty good. Right next to him in that gold cap. Shymanovich is so good at staying tight and low on that turn. Comes up with a lead.
25-25, the world record for Shymanovich, and he goes 25-6, and it's a 1-2 finish for Energy Standard. They may take the lead in the playoff match here on that swim. Oh! A 24-point jackpot. Nearly all the points in the 50 breaststroke hauled in by Energy Standard.
Only Nick Fink was able to stop the bleeding there for Energy Standard, and look at him go. He's only 3/10 off his own world records.
Find themselves in first with 159 points.
And if you're Energy, you're pulling for Holko, hoping against hope that she can at least split the difference between King and Hannes.
Condors have won 5 events today already, and King trying to get her second win of the match.
Turn there by King in the middle, a little closer than she probably liked, but the closeness comes from her teammate in Molly Hannes.
Hannes is coming surging home, trying to take the win from King, but it's gonna be King and Hannes. 1-2, and the Condors answer back. Let's see how many points are gonna be hauled in by Cali here. Yeah, not as big as Shymanovich. She'll settle for 15 points.
And Iron in DC is really starting to take off as you see that great start that King has. Crisp and clean on the entry. Good, tight, solid turn coming off that wall. A little bit of a dolphin kick there. Just enough to give her great propulsion to get up and get swimming, and her teammate right behind her.
Cali Condors 166 points. Energy Standard 164 points. And still plenty to race for here on day 1 of the playoffs. Day 1, week 1 of the ISL playoffs for 2021, and it's the 50 backstroke, our next event in the pool deck. Allie Duluth, she's won this event 3 times, and obviously at this moment DC could use some help as they find themselves currently 4th in the standings with 95 points, but they're right behind Iron, and we can see certainly this is a spot that they could make a move.
8th in the 50-free. Led off their relay, but wasn't too quick there, and Duluth, as you said, Maaike has won this event 8 times. This rating almost 30,000. 4 different winners in this race.
But Svoliga is yet to win this event in ISL 2021. That's an event that Duluth has won 3 times this season. Duluth all the way up in lane number 1.
Yes, Maliga has only been, I say only been second for somebody that's won it 8 times. Her best to finish is second, and she only did that once back in match 6. Who has this best underwater? Kubova?
Kubova looks good. Svoliga tight down the finish, and it's Dewar.
Where did she come from? Wow. How tight was that field, Bernie? They tied. Kubova and Dewar, they tied.
There you go.
Behind the winners, that 2/10 separating the top 4 swimmers. Nice job for Dewar. And the rich get richer with 2 names you don't often hear anything about in a 50 backstroke. Kubova Energy, Dewar Cali.
That she gets her first ever win in the 50 backstroke as she ties Waard, 2 first-time winners. Energy Standard. There's a look at the assignments for this 400 freestyle, including James Sky, first season with Energy Standard. A year ago, swimming with London Roar.
Another highly rated event, 29,000 almost here in the men's 400, one of the highest of the day for the men. 4 different winners in this one, including Grothy, who up there in lane number 1 has won this event 5 different times. He hasn't won this year though. His best finish this year, 2nd, and that was back in the very first match.
James Sky, and I think they feel like Energy Standard, this was an event that was a weakness, and they hope obviously that James Sky can kind of shore things up a little bit for them here.
Another swimmer to look for is Townley Haas, who has also won this event, although not this year. His best finish was 3rd. Wasn't sharp during the regular season. They're going to really need this guy to step up in that 400 and 200. He can also swim a good 100, but he really needs to be able to, as the season goes along, really have a really good performance in the 400. He did that last year. One of the big reasons why Cali won was the fact that he put together a great 400 in the finals.
And Zirk, the leader at the checkpoint for Energy Standard. Again, a chance to get some points in this 400 freestyle, even if you don't have a great distance swimmer. If you can have a swimmer race out, get the lead, get the checkpoint points, and then just don't get jackpotted. And Mello trying to have the lead going into the final 50. No, it's Zirk by 0.2 of a second over Mello. Here comes Townley Haas, and 3 swimmers trying to race to get the win here in this 400 freestyle. Down to the final 25.
This race, Bernie, is so much more important for Energy Standard in Zirk than it is for Cali. And I think Zirk's going to be able to hold off Haas at the end. What a swim.
Zirk not only gets the checkpoint points, but he gets the win in the 400 freestyle. His first ever 400 freestyle win. How about that, folks?
He goes his best time by 2 seconds. Not even rated in the top 10 this year on the time standpoint. And now he just surges into a big time win for Energy. And if you are Tom Rushton and James Gibson, you're saying hallelujah.
1-point match here on day number 1. 235 points for the Condors, 234 points for Energy Standard. And the medley relays still to come here from Eindhoven as the playoffs kick off for the International Swimming League. Swimming's new home.
Yeah, and I just don't see how Cali loses this relay. And really the biggest reason is right there in the middle of the pool, and that's King and Dahlia already winning 2 breaststrokes for King and Dahlia, dominating Sjöström, although Sjöström will swim freestyle this relay. And really, it's really all about King. Nobody will even be close to her in this breaststroke.
Energy standing at 17 top 3 finishes. Again, that's one of the keys. Is we talk a lot about the winners, and of course, winning is important because you have the potential to get jackpot points. But how good is your teammate?
And the only good news here for the other teams, if Cali does win this relay from a combined perspective, is the fact that the 2nd and 3rd place teams do get to eliminate a skins event.
Yep.
Right? So if you're 2nd in energy, you could say, I'm taking away the women's 50 breaststroke, so King would not swim the 50 breaststroke.
Look at the Condors, Moliga, Nelson, 1st and 3rd, DC Triton, and Ali Toulouf find themselves 2nd. This on the men's side with Shymanovich. It seems like the teams that have the breaststrokers, it is so critical on these relays.
Good swim there for Lilly King, 103.8. Hannah's right behind her, 104.5. They are dominating right now. DC hanging in there for 3rd, though. Boy, this would be an upset if DC could get by energy.
The DC Triton can get a top 3 finish here in the 400 medley relay. No doubt, though, folks, who's going to win this relay. Condors are going to remain unbeaten in the 400 medley. They're going to run away with a win. Condors get the win, Energy 2nd, and DC Triton finds themselves 3rd. Day number 1, of course, these ISL events. It's the total score over the course of 2 days. Jeff Julian knows that. Lee Zach knows that.
Again, I would favor Cali in a heartbeat on this relay with Kayla Drussel. 48.3 to break that world record.
Coleman Stewart's going to be at 5. Stewart, Fink, Martinez, Justin Ress.
You've got a great start for energy with Relov and Shymanovich. But it really comes down to the butterfly. Everything is pretty equal if you look across the board. Shymanovich is going to be better than Fink. Although Fink is solid in 100, he's been 55 plus on a relay. It really comes down to Energy's butterflyer, Barrett, going against Cali's Martinez. And again, you have to keep an eye on the 2nd place teams for these respective teams, especially Energy and Cali. Right now, Energy's is in 7th. Cali's is in 8th. So this 1st place finish is huge. And this is the most important one. How about DC hanging in there?
Right there in the mix. Zach Harding trying to give DC a chance, and 3/100ths of a second separating 1st from 3rd.
I like Cali though.
Kolesnikov trying to overtake DC on the final 25. It's all about rest, folks. Kolesnikov is going to challenge for energy, but the Condors, they will take both relays, and oh, DC winds up 2nd. Oh my goodness.
Boy, what a great job DC did. 46-1 for the anchor there.
Lead now 17 points at the end of day number 1. The ISL 2021 playoffs just getting kicked off in Eindhoven, and man, things are good already.